program is Stolen Property. I'm the Spirit Man, and I'll be with you into the top of the noon hour. Going to put power into 1 hour as we move to rock your raggedy radio, and to rock your mind, and to move down to your roots, to shake you and awake you, that maybe that you can be one of those raising up the deaf, dumb, and blind, black man, black woman here in the hells of North America, here in Baltimore City, the city Pet Cemetery 2, the city of the living dead, the deaf, the dumb, the blind, and the ignorant. So we thank you for once again listening to this program, and we pray that the Creator shall bless us to be able to say something that we can take into our considerations this morning. We thank you for listening when you could be doing all other kinds of things this morning. It's a day that folks are waiting for, concerned about a storm that is coming our way. But a storm have already arrived, have already visited us. Are you aware of that storm? For a storm have came and have hit land. But are we aware of what's going on and what's happening around us? What's happening in the world? Or what's happening in the worlds? As people prepare this morning for this hurricane that's on its way. But those that are blacker than blue, those of a darker hue, have weathered numerous storms over the decades, over the centuries that we have been in this country. And we hear our people say, it's a wake-up call. They say it's a wake-up call. But how many calls do you need to wake you up? And the question would be, if you're not awakened by now, then when will we wake up? For time is not on our side. And how many situations that have passed that we said was a wake-up call just to go back to sleep again, listening to the lies in the loophole alibis. If we don't wake up now, and by now, will we ever wake up? America is a ship. It's the Titanic. And it has a hole in the ship. And we haven't decided as a people if we're going to get off board or not. For we continue to sail with this ship, we will go down with it. Those who have been at the bottom of the totem pole, buying what they want and begging for what we need as a people. There must be a change of heart, a change of mind, a change of spirit, so that we can change the conditions in which we reside under here in this country. that espouses such nice sounding words, such nice sounding ideas. In a government that wished to export a ideology, a philosophy of democracy all over the world, all over this planet. And the question I propose to you this morning, when folks talk about a democracy and some democratic ideals, when did democracy ever start in this country? When was there ever democracy in this country? Tell me, what was the vote in 1812 of the Apache Indians? Let's see, what was the vote in 1861, 62, whatever you will, of the Africans or the slaves in this country? What was the vote of women in this country? In the turn of the early 1900s, when did democracy begin? At one time, the Congress of this United Snakes of America, in its early history, it used to meet in secret. And when we come to understand what America is, it's an imperialist power. It's an imperialist beast. Go back and read the book by Charles Beard, An Economic Interpretation of the Constitution. With all the nice sounding ideas and philosophies that was espoused in the Constitution of this United States of America. Its life, its inception, comes from out of a mercantile germ. It has its mercantile element. It is the basis of this country. It's in economics, in exploitation, and in land. And the expansion of its Eurocentric idea. This country has always been a minority speaking in behalf of the majority. They say they wanted to break away from King Georgie. They wanted to have a war of independence. They wanted to break away. They wanted to be independent of the crown. But why is it that everything that's just about over here, and they supposed to have broken away? Just here in the state of Maryland, you just start naming the counties. Charles County, Carroll County, Cecil County. You just go through all those things, and it seems that they were supposed to be breaking away from King George, but they named everything over here after those same folks. We as African people here in this country, we are Africans in this country. There's no doubt about that. May not be clear to us who we are and what we are, but it's sure enough clear to everyone else, and they operate accordingly. This is not a anti-American dialogue, or some may say an anti-American diatribe. But it's speaking to that which we know to be a fact, the unadulterated fact, history, truth that is beyond dispute. Maybe we living in some kind of illusion of inclusion, believing that somehow you could have an Oprah Winfrey, you could have a Bill Cosby, you could have a Barack Obama, you could have a Michael Jordan, you could have a Vernon Jordan. And black faces in high places. And have the illusion that somehow that America is inclusive, that somehow that America is just and America is fair. When have America ever been fair to you? When have ever America been fair to me and you, to our people? We the ones who built this country. It was built off the sweat, the blood, the labor, the broken hearts, the broken minds, the broken spirits of our people. And the reason we are in the condition, and the reason why that we are in the shape that we are in today, because we don't have a damn attitude. And keep showing people gratitude that do not have you in mind. America's not fair. America is not just. You can't believe anything that they say. They have no track record of honoring anything that they say or anything that they do or anything that they put their signature to. Nobody believes them but us. Like country hound dogs, just low. With the proof and evidence to see all around us of why we should not be thinking that way, why we should not be living the way that we are. There were some books that I wanted to go through this morning, but I left them home. One was Jeremy Ruffing's book, The End of Work. The End of Work. He came here some years ago, back in the early 90s. Jeremy Ruffing was brought here by the Able Foundation to do some work for them. And what he did was an analysis of the markets, the economic markets, particularly here in Baltimore City, that he says, as far as the black community is concerned, that there's gold in them hills. Go up in them hills and get that gold. It is a underserved market. Right after that period of time, we saw an assertion within the metropolitan Baltimore area of businesses coming into the city. Starting off with the giant food store that sat right there. They built on the city-county line right there up in Emerson Village. Between the city and the county line, there was insertion of businesses coming in to the communities in which we reside. They say that these communities were underserved communities as far as businesses wise. And that is true. They're here for monetary reasons and monetary reasons only. Might do some philanthropy here, there. But it's business. And everybody's business is not our business. And that's something that we must come to understand. Everybody's business is not our business. And we wonder why other people, children are advancing. They sending them to MIT, Hopkins, Virginia Tech. And they're going there, majoring in the higher sciences. Marine biology, molecular biology, PhDs in mathematics, physics and engineering. What are we sending our children to these colleges and universities to do? Advanced watercolor, bubble bath 101, just to come out and get a job to be a damn social worker. We must raise our standards. We have to once again raise our standards. We must once again be the people that others look to as an example of how to conduct themselves. What we are dealing with right now as a people and the deteriorating condition of our people and the mindset of our people is a recent phenomenon. It has no historical basis to it. Just a short period of time that we lost our minds. And on this day that they supposed to be, or was going to, dedicate a monument to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. King didn't want that. He didn't want a monument on the mall. He wanted this government to see the poor people in this country on the mall. He wanted the government to see what is going on and what is happening with our people in this country. There's no bread. There's no butter. But there is some damn bombs. And a bomb been dropped on us. That's what Dr. King wanted. Dr. King had that dream that one day little black boys and little black girls will sit down at the table of unity and eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That was a dream. And we wish to hold on to that. That part of what Dr. King talked about, that he saw a universal humanity. He saw and believed in a oneness of people on this planet. It was a dream. And we dealing with the residue at this time of that dream. All we dealing with today is the residue of some stuff that we didn't take care years ago. 50 or 60 years ago. That's what we dealing with. Some stuff that we didn't finish and complete. White supremacy changed its clothes. It's changed its dress. It went through a metamorphosis. I know you're not used to people talking to you this way. You like the pillow talk, the nice talk, the sweet talk. But none of that is moving our people. They say with the acquisition or the inquiring of more information, as more you gain, the more that you know, there's supposed to be a corresponding change of behavior. We're not going forward. We seem to be moving back. What was unacceptable to us 50 years ago is acceptable today. You're heterosexual and you're straight. You're seen as strange. But if you're out of your mind and you're twisted, it's okay. Because it's socially acceptable. Anything goes. So it's up to you and me. Black man, black woman, here in this country, here in this city, to change the dynamics of how we live. You're going to have to stand up today. You have to stand up today. I said a long time ago, it's going to be by force, or it's going to be by choice. Why are we continuing to let people pin us up against the wall? Why we always have to be the 11th hour people? When it's up on us at the gate, when you swing the gates open, you'll find us standing there, butt naked, no clothes, no shoes, no shelter, no protection. And this situation, this hurricane that's supposed to be coming through, maybe I just need to take at the next half an hour and do moving time 2. Moving time is a sermon that the preacher or the minister would give for someone's going home ceremony. Are we going to have a going home ceremony? Not going back to an African mind, an African way of living, a African thinking, and using African frames of reference when we speak. But a going home ceremony off this planet. It's not that we can go through this and regroup. We're talking about annihilation of our people. Is it moving time? And as this storm approaches, we must ask the question, are we prepared as a people? Not just for this storm in a environmental kind of way, but in the physical kind of way. Are we prepared for that storm of the spirit? Are we prepared as a people? But if this storm comes through, knocks out the power, knocks out the light, knocks out the service or the services that you have become dependent upon, how are you going to see within your home? How are you going to cook? How are you going to eat? How are you going to communicate? Where are you going to get your food from? Where are you going to get your water? Where are you going to get those things, those basic necessities that you need for life? It's moving time. And as I was saying, with the moving time, in that sermon that it is giving for those who have transitioned, have gone on to the rim of the Agun, gone on with the ancestors. But it's moving time also for the living. That we must move from out of this mindset that we are in. This brainwashing, this education, this training that we have received. That there's no place on this planet, they say, that's better than America. And if you don't like it, you can leave. That's what we hear from our own people. And their condition is not too much better than yours or worse. That kind of thinking. It's moving time, and moving time is about preparation. It's about preparedness to be able to weather the storm that is coming our way. I said last year, I proposed the idea that maybe you should get a sub-panel box placed on your electrical box. Sub-panel. And that sub-panel is installed on your box. It sits outside your house, just like a outdoor electrical outlet. If the power goes off, you can plug your generator up into that outlet. You may have certain things dedicated to that sub-panel. You might have a bedroom. You might have the kitchen. If it's the wintertime, you may have that furnace line tied in. If you have your furnace's electronic ignition opposed to being operating off of gas, which would save you money. So with that sub-panel installed, when power goes out, you plug your generator up, you have electricity powering your home. In a non-emergency situation, you can do that based upon what the needs are within inside that home. You can do that to help to save yourself some money on your utility bill that you can alternate based upon what the situation is in your household, between a day here, a day there, or maybe 4 days out of the 7-day week. You can alternate. We got to do some things different. We have to cut back. We have to scale back. As I said before, everybody's business is not your business. And everyone doesn't have your interests at heart. So, at one point, you're going to have to do economic sanctions in non-frivolous buying. Because I hear how people talk about that we don't have any money. Oh, we rich indeed. Big time rich. Be consumer rich. We are consumer rich and making everyone else rich and doing well and doing swell. So we have to close our market, not a supermarket or that kind of market, but the market that people are coming in, invaders, like leeches and parasites, just feeding off of a carcass, a dead carcass or a dying body of people, because we're not gravitating towards those things that are life-giving and life-sustaining. Not enough of us, because our education, our training have made it necessary. We have to cut back on our spending. We have to stop spending our money with everyone else. Our money is not moving, turning over where we live. And we complain about why our children don't have any swimming pools, can't swim. Why the school's all messed up. Why the neighborhood look like it does. It's like if you go to someone's house and the yard is all dirty and trash all over the place, you're going to have the perception that the inside of the home is the same way. It's like the neighborhoods and the communities in which we reside. Dirty and trashy. Why? It speaks to us, has something to say about how the people feel about themselves. You have no problem of throwing trash down if you feel like trash. If you was made to believe that you were trash, and you're told that on a constant basis. And we must go back and remember what the elders have always told us. Baby, it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. We're not trash. We're not none of those things. And we have to take a look at those who are calling those names or giving those definitions and defining. We must define our own reality, our own existence. We must see the world through our own eyes, not the eyes of others. Stop living in this world of double consciousness. Two thoughts, two warring ideals in one dark body, whom's dogged strength alone keeps it being torn asunder. They said you would not Africanize America, nor would you bleach your Negro soul in a flood of white Americanism, because Africa has a lot to teach the world. That was what Du Bois said, and one of the most mixed up, confused Negroes on the planet. After being in the forefront of destroying the Back to Africa, the Back to Black movement by Marcus Mosiah Garvey. He had a change of heart. He had a change of tune. And in the 30s, to start espousing Garveyism, Pan-Africanism, Black nationalism, Black power. I know some of you have a problem with me saying Black power, because you into white power. I wish Negroes loved revolution like they love the Ravens. If Negroes love revolution like they love the Ravens, our seniors, our elders, wouldn't be losing their homes over bootleg, jacked up, estimated, guesstimated water bills and municipal fines in this city. If Negroes love revolution like they love the Ravens, 90% of children in Baltimore City public schools wouldn't be failing in math and science. If Negroes love revolution like they love the Ravens, they would not be building or have built a NASCAR track downtown with your stimulus infrastructure money. If Negroes love revolution like they love the Ravens, if Negroes love revolution like they love the Ravens, this city would not be slated for regentification in West Baltimore with the Park Heights Renaissance and what is happening on the east side in the John Hopkins area. If Negroes love revolution like they love the Ravens, we would have our own independent African-centered schools, teaching our own babies, teaching the next generation of teachers, so that we can move from the primary level to the secondary level, to the high school level, to our own universities and colleges, where we training our people to run this planet. If Negroes love revolution like they love the Ravens, our property values would not be going down and our property taxes going up. If Negroes love revolution like they love the Ravens, how black men would not be on the streets and walking the streets of Baltimore City because they cannot get gainful employment because a city government that decided that opposed to changing the conditions and the environment that people have to live under, that breeds crime, that they will lock up the black men here in Baltimore City, way over 100,000. And they can't get gainful employment because they have a criminal record. They have a felony. But those brothers cannot find jobs because they have a felony. But the city council, the mayor, they can bring in and select to city council Pistol Pete, who fired a weapon in the public. In the dispute for $40 with a campaign worker. And the charges get reduced. They get fixed. Who's going to fix the situation for those brothers and sisters who can't get jobs because they have felonies, that they can't take care of themselves and take care of their families? When the question was asked, those folks, those politicians, those political representatives says, there's a thing of forgiveness. Those things was in the past. There is redemption. But where is the redemption for the black men and black women here in Baltimore City and here in this country who cannot take care of their families and do the things that they need to do to change their lives? Where the redemption for them? Where the forgiveness for them? There is none. As I said before, and I'll say it again, the reason why we're in this shape that we're in, because we don't have an attitude. We ain't mad at nobody but ourselves. I talk about some white folks and brothers fall out with me for talking about some white folks. I'll say the words of the great Carlos Cook. The great Carlos Cook of New York said, "There's nothing that a black man can say about a white man that should make two black men fall out with each other." That's for real. So, going to try to get something else going on here. I'm going to open the phone lines up this morning and see what we can get something going. What are we going to do to change the situation and conditions in our lives? We say we don't have the money, say the school's all messed up and all jacked up. But if I throw out there the issue that we can push and try to promote the issue of vouchers, because white folks use vouchers to get their children away from you into their own schools. Why can't we use vouchers to be able to fortify, to stabilize, to fortify the African-centered institutions that we do have here in this city? We only have one school. That's Maharifa. And it struggles because we don't see that that is a imperative. It's not secondary, that's primary. You see, we don't have no money for build our own schools. Negro, please. Negro, please. You got cable, don't you? Most of you got the full package. That's something like over, I think that's somewhere like over $100 a month. Imagine what you could do, or what we can do, if we only had half of that $100, half of that $125, and we put that aside and say that this is going to be for my baby, my grandbaby, baby future. It's not that we don't have the money. We just have a misfocus. We just haven't prioritized things in such a way that will be able to bring those things into fruition. That's what I'm talking about this morning. Taking your life into your own hands. So this is what we're going to try to get into this morning. So the phone number is 410-761-1592.
Bump on my nose. I hate my breasts.
Be back in a moment.
And my stomach has stretch marks. They make me sick. I'd like those to go away. Been saving up my money for
Where's she trying to get her face erased like it was commonplace? Maybe just crazy because the doctor said she could. With new hips and tits, maybe full of lips. All it take a day is a pay for the tuck and nip. All the hoover would move her. By the time it was through her, whole body would look the way she thought it should. Let's take a splatter off that and move from this to that. Like Frankenstein, but blind because it's in her mind. Don't know what she felt or why she hated herself. Maybe dolls or shows or maybe videos. Now it's plain to see the girl loves TV because she's chasing a dream we know can never be. Was all part of the plan to keep her looking right. Figured she could be Janet if she took the knife. It's not a sin to be thin. She trying hard to fit in, knowing soon she'll be a citizen of the plastic nation.
Tell me what you don't like about you.
I want to change my face. And I want to change my body. I want to change my body.
Tell me what you don't like about you.
I want to change my face.
It would be so great.
Tell me what you don't like about you.
I want to change my face. And I want to change my body. I want to change my body.
Tell me what you don't like about you.
I want to change my face.
It would be so great.
Now she was more crazy than lazy since she had a baby. Trying to move and improve upon what God gave her. Just like this one, she thought she had it going on, but never once thought it was wrong or that it wouldn't save her. Went to the clinic, was in it for over half a day. As they sliced and diced to put the parts in place. Her body bruised, abused, cause her mind's confused. Been on living a lie, but never satisfied. And you know it ain't right, that's somebody's daughter. Now her face is so tight that you could bounce a quarter. And the feeling ain't back, they said it'll never be back. She's a creature with features broken out of order. That's why we try to find a way to get inside and make you love your life and never need a knife. It's not a sin to be thin, don't need to bleed to fit in. Now she's another citizen of the plastic nation.
Tell me what you don't like about you.
I want to change my face. And I want to change my body. I want to change my body.
Tell me what you don't like about you.
I want to change my face.
It would be so great.
Tell me what you don't like about you.
I want to change my face. And I want to change my body. I want to change my body.
Tell me what you don't like about
I
yourself.
want to change my face.
It would be so great. So great. Liposuction.
I'd like bigger calves.
I need liposuction.
And I'd also like to go PC
Tell me
because
what you don't like about yourself.
maybe I could have her ears. Maybe I could have her ears. And I like her nose.
Tell me what you don't like about yourself.
Because they don't stick out like ours do. See?
Good morning. The program is Stolen Property. I am Brother Donald, the Spirit Man, here on 1590 WFBR on your radio. So we just going through some basic kind of things this morning. Just basic, simple kind of stuff. And one of the things that I find it very insulting. Maybe you do too, but I don't know. This election coming up, mayoral election. I think when I say this, I think Brother Durham will concur with what I have to say. I was trying to figure out exactly what is this? I have came to a conclusion. It's called politics without a pat down. Because it seems that nobody can be asked any questions. Am I right, brother?
Right, brother.
Nobody can be asked any questions. I don't care what format or what form. There's politics without pat down. Because folks say that it is a town, these mayoral debates. There wasn't no mayoral debate. They were showcases. They were sound bites. Politics without a pat down to see what people coming from and what they're coming with. No real questions are answered. No real questions was asked. Even though some of those folks that are sitting in political office, that they have received high water bills and their taxes have gone up and they have lost values in their homes. They're not speaking to those issues. I said 2 weeks ago that if you don't start speaking to those issues, I'm going to start speaking to you. Last week was just a little bit. There wasn't nothing personal about anyone. Let's get it straight now. So if you running for mayor, then you can deal with the business of running for mayor. We can straighten some of this stuff out now, so all this nonsense don't come up later. Speak to the issues of what is affecting our people. And all this other showtime and ripping and rhyming, all that kind of rapping. It's cute. But cute ain't gonna get us free. So the phone number is 410-761-59. I was waiting for a sister calling in from the new Black Panther Party so she can give us some kind of some information that we indeed can use. So I'll be waiting for that sister to call in to this program that maybe we can get a strong Black Panther Party chapter here in Baltimore City that we can show our young folks by an example, strong men and strong women who are working for the interests of our people. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about raising up and elevating our youth. We say our children are the future, but are we investing in that future? No, we'll get them some Nikes and some all these other kind of things. This was a shame I saw the other day. A child had to be about 6 years old with fake hair in her head. Fake hair. 6-year-old with a weave. 6-year-old with a tracks. Evidently, maybe it's a situation of lead paint poisoning on the part of their parents. Because something has to be wrong with you. And you wonder why our people are just economically just deprived. It's deprived of the mind that you're going to continue to spend your money to look like somebody else when folks going out of their way and risking cancer to look like you. So the phone number is 410-761-1592. I was just talking to a sister offline. I wish the sister to call back, please, so that she can convey the information that we were talking about on the telephone of establishing a chapter of the new Black Panther Party for self-defense here in Baltimore, because we do need defense. We have to defend ourselves from the onslaught from those that don't look like us and those that do, or those that do what they do on their behalf. But it should be insulting to you who've been listening to this stuff. They have not been debates. Because you're supposed to be so mad at the mayor when you do have the opportunity. It's just like a social affair. And I can say about the mayor, she ain't got no thin skin. Because she's going to tell you clearly what she's going to do for you, what she's not going to do for you. And you know what she ain't going to do anything for you. She clear about that. Are you clear? Good morning. You on the air.
Hey, peace, Brother Donald. This is Zaire. I just spoke with you briefly a few moments ago.
Yes, ma'am.
Calling you from Texas. I was wanting to get on to speak with you in regards to our supply drive for Senegal that the new Black Panther Party is doing.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know you said you had an interest in opening a chapter there in Baltimore.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you get my full contact number?
No, I don't. I'm going to try it again. Let me do this.
Okay.
I'm going to put my phone number out. Okay?
Okay.
My phone number is 443-845-9505.
Is there any way, once we get off this call, you can text me because I'm actually walking around now?
Yes, ma'am. I can. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take do you wish to give your phone number over there? You want to do it?
Sure. No. I give my number over the air because, like I said, what we're doing is we're trying to get clothes, shoes, and school supplies for African children over in West Africa, in Senegal, Africa. And we're just trying to move about three tons, which equates to 6,000 pounds. And like I said, the new Black Panther Party is trying to push this real hard in each city that we're in. And I can be reached at 432.
Wait a minute, I got four. I have four. Let me make sure I have this in. 432.
260. 4184.
You said 260?
No, 432-260-4184.
Okay, wait a minute. I got the 46. I got the 432-26.
260-4184.
That's in. I have that in my system.
And we're trying to have a delivery date of October the 1st. What I'm trying to get in each city is a drop-off point there in Baltimore. We're working with some people up there in Baltimore to get drop locations, so I'm going to have that posted on Facebook, and I can be reached on Facebook under Ayera, Ayotunde, Ife, Ayira, Ayotunde, Ife.
Yes, ma'am. Sister, I'm going to give you a call today, and we can have a conversation and see what we can, how we can take it from this point on.
Okay.
Hopefully, one day that this radio station will decide to go internet so that you can hear it in Texas and all the other places throughout the country and all over this planet.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be back in the Baltimore area actually September the 17th to support Brother Mwalimu Baruti.
Yes, ma'am.
He and a real good friend of mine, Haki Ami, is giving a lecture up there in Baltimore. So I'll be there back in Baltimore on September the 17th, and again pushing the agenda of the new Black Panther Party with our supplies to Senegal.
Yes, ma'am, and we always try to work with those who are willing to work with us. So, sister, I'll give you a call.
Okay, Black Power, and we certainly appreciate it, and I'll let Malik know that you took the information.
Yes, ma'am. Black power to you, sister. Black power today, black power tomorrow, black power to forever. So, closing this program out this morning, You have been listening to Stolen Property here on W1590 WFBR, when your AM dial, and I'm the Spirit Man, and I'm going to close this program out this morning. So, see what we can do. So, I'll see you next week. Peace.